What? What did I do?
You failed to stop on a red signal.
The light was yellow, sir.
May I see your license, please?
God damn it. Man, I haven't been pulled over in 6 months. I bet those cops have got S.C.M.O.D.S.
S.C.M.O.D.S? State County Municipal Offender Data System.
Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and this is the Piracy Show. Now, today we are talking about Monday's video where they were going over, or Monday, sorry, at Calling All Devs, where they were asking about the criminality system and how that was defined. And once again, we kind of came back to the idea of it's based on localities to a certain extent. And, well, you know what? I'll let you see what they said, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Crime stat system that I think you're going to want to, well, we'll see what happens. Dan, how you doing, man?
Hey, Jared. How's it going? All good here.
Yeah, it's another day. I got a question for you. I'm sorry, we're in a bit of a rush here today. I've actually got another call coming in, so we're going to try to do this here. This question is about the crime stat system. Basically, this person wants to know, what are the long-term plans for updating and replacing the current GTA-style 5-star crime stat system that we have? I know we've talked about this a couple different times in the past. We always seem to have plans for the future, but we haven't exactly implemented them yet. Where are we with our thoughts on the crime stat system?
So the crime stats system was always something that we temporarily put in there because we went to PU and we didn't have something to do the job. It was a quick implementation. The goal is to have, it's like a three-system part. It's the criminality system, it's the local law system, and then it's the reputation system. So what happens, first of all, local law will tell you in this area that's owned, let's say, by this organization, you're not allowed to do these things, and for each of them there is a certain penalty. Generally that penalty will consist in reputation loss, as in I find you in UE space, I shoot you in the head, UE goes like, we start hating you now. Or depending on how much they care about that part. They might not care about killing people, but UE does. But let's say you're in another organization space, they're a bit vague about this whole killing people thing. So you might shoot someone, they'll drop you a little bit, but not much. But if you kill like 10 people, they'll drop you, and suddenly you become an enemy of that faction. And then you are a slight enemy, let's put it this way. Your reputation drops to a certain level where if they see you, they will shoot you, but they will not hunt you down.
All right.
If you keep dropping and dropping and dropping, they will send ships after you, they will try to find you, they will actively try to take you out of their space because you're an enemy to them. Now, because you're an enemy to them doesn't mean you're an enemy to someone else. So it might be that because they hate you because your reputation is down doesn't mean you're a criminal somewhere else. Right. So you might just go out of their space into someone else's space and go like, yeah, I'm scot-free here, no problem, no one's going to shoot me until I do something bad. Now, the criminality system, how it will turn out, it will be something that is short-term, as in, I done something stupid now, as in, I'm going through customs with a packet of drugs. I'm not instantly going to become an enemy of the state, but for that moment, let's say 30 minutes to 1 hour, I will be taken down, they will confiscate my drugs. If I try to run, they will shoot me and kill me. But after they shoot me and kill me, if I go through there again, unless my reputation has dropped under that threshold, I'm still a normal, regular guy. So criminality is like a short-term, instant reaction type of thing. I've done something stupid, this is what they do to me, but then they forget about it. Reputation is something that they do not forget. You mess with them, you'll have to work your ass off to get back into their good graces. So yeah, it's kind of short-term is criminality, long-term is reputation, and the localized law is what what unifies them and tells you what's good, what's bad to do in this area.
All right.
Yeah.
And as far as this, I know we love the when questions. We have a roadmap. We have our RSI public roadmap. An update to the crime stat or the reputation system is not currently on the roadmap. So as for the people who are asking the when question, not soon.
Not soon.
Let's just
Yes.
say not soon.
It's in the works, but not soon.
Also, I want to say that you were talking about how the different areas had different criminalities, and you're going to break a law in one area, you're not going to have the criminal rating in the other one. And all I kept thinking it was about S.C.M.O.D.S and a state, county, municipal offenders database. And it's a Blues Brothers reference. And I was going to make the joke and interrupt you, and I didn't. And I want credit for not interrupting you with the Blues Brothers joke.
Okay.
All right, man. I'll see you in Germany in just a couple weeks.
Huh? See you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right. Thanks so much, Dan. Now.
So there's a couple of important distinctions there that we immediately see. Of course, this is a system that has not yet been implemented, so it may change. But when they're talking about committing a criminal act, sort of like when you're going through customs, yada, 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 there's a timer on that. You know, you've done a certain thing, that crime stat, that, you know, I guess petty crime stat or whatever, that can wear off over time. However, there's a negative reputation effect, which is long term. And, you know, I'm sure that they'll make it so that you can repair reputations that you've damaged. But in general, it seems that what's going to happen is the worse and worse you get in that area, the worse and worse, let's say, in the Grim Hex area. Let's say, like, maybe you're a law-abiding citizen and you're doing, you know, all of these, you know, missions, shooting down pirates and all that. Maybe you run afoul of Rudo, right? The mission giver. And so, you know, you've been messing up a lot of Rudo's operations, so maybe he starts targeting pirates at you. I mean, that is a possibility, but for the pirate end of things, you're doing missions for Rudo. Obviously, you're going to run afoul of Crusader security and what other legal bodies operate within the Crusader area, within that sphere of influence. So it may get to a point where the heat is just too much and you have to move, and you have to go to Arcorp, and you have to go to Hurston and Lorville, and you have to live out of there and work out of there for a while, and then maybe work somehow on repairing your reputation with Crusader security enough that maybe you can bounce back, or maybe you just want to live that vagabond life and you just keep traveling from place to place to place, because that would be an interesting mechanism to kind of keep players moving. I mean, to use kind of like a basic MMO example, you walk out, you know, you're in this zone, you're doing X amount of quests in a zone, and now it's time to move on to the next zone, right? The next area. And using this kind of system, you could actually push players into different areas so that they get to see more of the game using this system. And you could even have like a time decay on reputations, or it's like, well, Crusader security is basically going to be out to murder you for like a month, but you can go over here and then you can move them over to the next area. You can use kind of like almost a narrative to push players into new areas, almost like the way they did with the single player version of GTA, where they would, GTA 5 to be specific, where they would kind of move you into different areas and move you into different careers, different vehicles or whatnot, using a narrative to kind of push you along. In a way, you could use the crime stat system as like almost a narrative vehicle to move players along and let them explore and see more of the universe. It would be an interesting way to do it. It would be a cool mechanic and something less obvious and blunt as the World of Warcraft example, which is like, there are no more quests left in this zone. Please go to Faralas. And you're like, Faralas sucks. You know what I mean? So it would be a kind of a cool way to kind of move players along through whatever kind of minor storylines and plot lines that you develop within the game. It would be interesting to see that once it's implemented, though obviously not anytime soon. But there's another side to this. There's a hidden side to this, and that is, can we, 100% confirm, because there have been discussions along those lines of, blocking distress transmissions with the Herald, though this is, once again, this is something that we have never seen made manifest in the game. If we can get to a point where if we're careful enough, if we put in enough planning and we got enough skill, can we avoid the rep damage, apart from, let's say, if you take a mission for Rudo, and it's like, go do this thing to Crusader Security where you switch off the satellite, you gain 5 crime stat rating, boom, okay, whatever. But if I'm totally freelance and I'm completely working on my own, are there mechanics in place that allow me to avoid the negative reputation? As far as anyone's concerned, that Starfarer just disappeared. No one knows what happened to it. There was no black box. There were no survivors. No one knows what happened. Can you avoid the negative stat, the stat damage, or the rep damage rather, if you are careful, if you're prepared, if you plan things out and execute them very well? Can you do that? I think that would be the question that I would love to ask CIG, and love to ask them on that show, is will there be mechanisms that will allow you, if you've got the skill and the time and the planning, to completely avoid damaging your rep if you're careful and if you pick and choose your targets very carefully? That's what I would like to see. But once again, that's stuff that is well off on the horizon. So anyways, that's the show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.